The Blackfoot State, Pennsylvania.
Two skaters sitting down there in my parking spot. Two skaters sitting down there in my parking spot. Everybody did. Not mine.
You got a flat tire on it.
I know. Been sitting there all week. Look at all the choices you got.
Here.
Karen Greenlee.
Here.
Larry Stoller. Chief Buchholz.
Our EMS report. No, got one, right?
Here's a paper.
Looks like 22 calls for the month, EMS calls 9, fire incidents 8. Total 220 for the year. 30 active members, 15 firefighter drivers, 5 EMTs, 9 aides, 1 medic, 1 recruit. Any questions?
President Rich, could we alter the agenda just a bit? Have a visitor at the end? If you're ready to move on.
Sure.
Okay, we can move on to the Tour of Dairyland National Flight Championship event. And our audience today is Tom Schuler. He's the co-founder and partner of Tour of America's Dairyland. And he is requesting to talk to the committee and eventually probably the board on putting together a bike tour race, a rather large one. So he met with me yesterday or 2 days ago, and obviously there's a history of the bike tour being here and also in this county in the years. And Lon sort of suggested or talked to Tom about this and came to me. So Tom's here, and if he could step up in the front here, we'll put him in the hot seat, and if he could describe what he's proposing. This is mostly going to be in the county, in the town of Sharon's jurisdiction, but possibly starting at any area of Sharon.
Good evening, my name's Tom Schuler. My address is 5627 West Washington Boulevard in Milwaukee. Like Chief said, I am a founder and partner in the Tour of America's Dairyland. We are actually the largest bicycle race in the United States. We race for 11 days in a row in the month of June. We've raced in East Troy and a lot of the surrounding communities in Milwaukee. I'm here tonight because I came to town yesterday invited by Lon Haldeman, a resident of Sharon, to look at some race courses for a national championship event, which we held last year in conjunction with our Tour of America's Dairyland. Last year, we held 5 days of national championships, but 2 in this area, 1 in Lyons and 1 in Alpine Valley. We've worked extensively over the years with Walworth County Sheriffs in the overall management of that road bicycle event out on the open roads, and then with local police and township law enforcement to keep the roads safe for both the residents and the cyclists. Chief Buchholz was at one or
Both of them. actually.
both of the events, assisting in some of those intersections. And so again, next year, the event we're talking about, I didn't have anything formal to hand you tonight, which I could come back in another meeting, because we work extensively with fire and police to make this event work. Because I was just with Chief yesterday, and he said, "Oh, we're having our public safety meeting." So that's why I was here rather quickly. The event, like I said, we will be racing in Alpine Valley again on about a 9-mile loop, and that's on July 1st, and then the event day here would most likely be Tuesday, June 30th, 2026. We have this agreement to run this event for USA Cycling. They're the Olympic governing body for the sport of cycling, for at least one more year this year, but most likely we'll run it for a couple more years after that, because last year the results were very, good for USA Cycling as far as the number of participants. We draw, specifically, we'll have the young cyclists here with us, which is our ages 9 to 16, and then the older cyclists, ages 35 to, I think we had a 90-year-old racing for a national championship. So it's really an interesting event. Again, it's road cycling. Imagine like, you know, the Tour de France style packs of cyclists, and on the open roads with police protection. And that's really where the Walworth County Sheriff's comes in. I've worked with them over the last 20 years on many events in Walworth County, and they're really good to work with. They understand cycling, and it's essentially, they're leading the pack, if you will. And usually we have, I don't know, what do we have? Four sheriffs with us, 4 or 5 sheriffs during the day with us in the event. So anyway, I wanted to give you an overview because Chief suggested I meet and just tell you this is what we're thinking. We're very encouraged by you know, the suggestion and support of Lon Haldeman. As many as you know, he's sort of an icon in national cycling, long distance cycling. I've known Lon for a long time, and we've worked together in other events too. So again, I just wanted to give you an overview. When it's time to file permits and make the formal ask, I'm prepared to do that, and whatever the Safety Commission needs to do, and I'm here to answer any questions, and if you could tell me what the next steps would be for us in this endeavor.
Well, I would think it would be today, and where would you be starting from downtown, if that's the case?
Great question. Where would we start? So one of the things we strive to do with our races is make a positive impact on the places we race. The last thing we want is to be have a negative impact. One positive impact is we spend some money. We've got we'll have a lot of families here because they're supporting your young cyclists, and we always drive business mostly to the restaurants. We don't have any accommodations nearby that we can have folks stay at. So that's a major one. The second one is, and so here in Sharon would be the most likely place. One of the courses that was suggested and I reviewed yesterday was sort of could be based in Allen's Grove, but there's really nothing. There's one restaurant bar there I plan to go to after this meeting and have a burger or something, but I'm not familiar with it. So I've reviewed Allen's Grove in the past and courses around there, but it doesn't seem like it would be as advantageous as starting and finishing right here. The most likely scenario from a safety standpoint and management standpoint is to start here, go out and do a lap. And again, Lon laid out a very nice course that goes up to Allen's Grove that's 8.8 miles and do almost like a lollipop. We'd go up and do laps, and then we'd come in and finish. And we have, I think, we have about 8 or 10 different waves during the day, and that's part of the whole race management calendar. So there'd be sort of 8 sprint finishes in here in the village. And for those of you that were around this long ago, I was involved in the race that was actually called Chicago Grid. It was called the Intelligentsia Cup, where we raced here 10 years ago. And then we did a similar execution with Walworth Sheriffs, and then finished in town with what we call a criterium or circuit race. So all of these things are very manageable, but you have to have a plan, and it has to, of course, work for the village of Sharon.
I guess the biggest thing would be time.
I'm sorry, I can't, why,
The time-
one
the time
hearing
of-
aid that's not
The
working.
time of day,
Okay,
start and finish, how many officers he thinks he would need, that's on him.
So as we discussed
But
before, it really,
street closings and things like that, if we would have to close any streets, things like that, we would need all that.
I think the way we envisioned it was that, and we'll have to talk to Lon and going forward, like where this course is gonna start. It seemed like, parking's gonna be one big thing, and that might be us reaching out to Anson, the steel company. It might be, maybe Weeks or the grain company parking down there. And this pathways, I just sent it around, I didn't want to make a copy for everybody because we don't know if that's what it's gonna be, but it seems like it'd be starting outside. If they're not gonna do the circular thing, we really are not 100% part of this. We talk about finances later, and how we get, I make it a mandatory thing for the officers to do if it was more in our town. So we just don't know where it's gonna start, where it's gonna end. The closer, I think, the town is, the better how it'll work with our restaurants and
Right.
gas and all that stuff. So, I don't think there's anything to vote on today, it just was putting a face to the whole
Right.
idea of what this is.
yeah, we like to start early, however, we take into consideration what works with the township or village, and sometimes we push it beyond, just past morning, rush hour, morning commute. So that would be, a 9 o'clock start. We like to start earlier than that, but we can get it done, we can get our day done with a 9 o'clock start because we we have so much light to work with at the end of the day. Because we're in,
Right.
June 30th. The second question, I think, the chief talked about the finish area. Parking is a big deal. We won't have a ton we'll have a couple motorhomes and we'll figure out those, but mostly it's, people in their vans, they might bring a few kids. They travel, we're gonna have a lot of travelers coming here, but we really want them to spend money, and one way we do that is I was over at, is it Ken's Barbecue? Delicious yesterday, and, we buy meals for, all the participants, and then we give them a voucher, so we guarantee they spend money, and then they spend a little extra money, because they have, mom, dad, grandma show up. There's definitely enough parking here in town to accommodate us, it's just a matter of, where we lay out that finish, but those kind of details can be worked out. I mean, again, the map, the Lon Drew those are really great roads, because low traffic, but it doesn't come through Sharon, so we need to, like a lollipop, get them down here from the start and finish.
Tom, remind me to, you were trying to get an answer more, like right by February, is that correct?
Yeah, I mean,
So
we
have time.
Yeah, we have to go through, sort of next steps for us is we talk to Walworth County Sheriffs and we say, okay, we're gonna race Alpine Valley again, same course. We're hoping to race in Sharon, we've had preliminary meetings, and, these are the roads, and, cause the courses, you can see, butts up right to the county line. So that's, the proposed course, and so that's, I guess, dual jurisdiction, half and half. So we've crossed jurisdictions, but never split the jurisdictions, so we have to maybe be talking to Rock County, and we've worked with them, we've done races in Rock County with the Janesville folks. So, but again, it's how we manage that. And what, I lost my train of thought here. Anyway, so, yeah, there's a number of steps for us, and, individual meetings with fire, police. Walworth County, we identify how many intersections, where we need sheriffs, where we need other law enforcement, like Chief was at both Lyons and Alpine Valley last year, and we had some township police, I think, East Troy maybe, last year in Lyons, or in Alpine Valley. So, it's managing that whole process, and so we have lots of meetings with Walworth County sheriffs, they have squads out on the course. So yeah, there's lots of meetings on our end.
We can have
working
an
with
action
you all.
plan for the day, for sure. That's the big thing.
And how to run it. Well, thanks, Tom, I know that we have a budget meeting coming up here in the next 10
And
minutes.
thank you
so-
so much for your time. Any other questions?
Yeah, you said June 30th, that's a weekday?
Yes.
Is this on?
Yes.
Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Generally, we find that, these kind of events are easier to do on weekdays because you don't have the normal, going to the hardware chores, soccer game, those type of activities. So it's, it works out well. It's, a few days before the 4th of July weekend too, which is difficult. Yeah. Tuesday, June 30th. There's nothing else. I want to thank everyone, and I'll see you back at some point in the future. We'll keep. I can get a hold of you, Mark, as a contact point and with the chief. Should I leave behind my business
If
card?
you've got a card, that'd be great.
Yeah. And I'll get out of your hair. Let me get on to the fun part of the budget meeting. I'm gonna go to the Boar's Head, I think.
Yep.
Is that Boar's Nest?
Yep.
Is it recommended? I'll give you two.
Probably has board's head. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
All right.
Next up, purchase from Verathon for equipment.
Here you go. You said he has the money for it. How is it?
I guess I saw it somewhere, right?
Get his email.
Is this through the FAP money? This is must be for, oh. FAP. In the FAP account, we have no concern. We can't say yes or no under the FAP. That's money that the state gives to the EMS. And if that's where he's purchasing from, I guess we can say yes, and money's there in that FAP account. It says there's over $10,000 in that account. I think this is for placing the tube. Esophagus, that's what that is. And the amount is $53.51. Like I say, we don't have a lot of say on that money because it's not budgeted. It's always good to keep track of this stuff, so I would say, make a motion to say yes, on to the vote.
Second.
Made and seconded to approve the purchase from Verathon. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The ambulance and the striker cop purchase, I guess we should move that to budget process. We need to get one, but I'm not sure we're ready to talk about that yet. In this, so I would say it's a big item, right? So I would say we're not ready. I like to see some bigger numbers, better numbers. It's really hot. $72,000.
Yeah.
I think that should be a budget discussion, not here. They need to do something, I get it, but,
It's almost 3 years out after they were.
Police department report.
We're short on time, so I'll go through the toilet facts. You should all have a copy in front of you. Your general information, DCI is working on the embezzlement complaint that our agency originally received. My understanding is that they've come to a conclusion on that, and there should be charges be filed with the DA's office soon. I had some concerns about concrete pad in the southwest corner of the PED. It appears that the ground underneath is washed away over the last couple of years. I showed it to Butch today, he got to see it. I'm just pointing this out because I think there should be a discussion moving forward when we talk about the PED Village building. This thing is moved and all the ground's washed away on it. So, I think it's a safety item. I'll be out of town beginning November 7th to November 16th. Sergeant Apker will be in charge during my absence. If anybody needs his phone number, you should contact me. Staffing, the Sharon PD has hired a full-time officer. His name is, get ready, Nerman Karabagovic, right?
Nope.
Oh, that's not how you say it? No, you said yes, right?
Yep,
Okay,
yep, you're good.
good. He's an officer, he was an officer with the Monroe Police Department for approximately 1 year. This should alleviate many of our open shifts that we're currently experiencing, and might get another part-timer to completely be 100% full. So, Nerman, would you like to say hi?
Hi everyone, nice to meet you guys. I'm happy to be part of Sharon PD. And hopefully my experience from Monroe can transition over to Sharon and make an impact in the community and the police department.
So, basically, Monday was his first day, but, he's gonna be in training for the next 2 or 3 months, and we'll go from there. Thank you. Equipment, I talked about Ultra Strobe. It seems like most of the equipment for the squad car, the new purchased squad car, should be in November, so that puts us in December getting it all installed.
Is that partially usable if you needed it? New vehicle?
Well, I tried to strike a deal with them if they could at least put the essential stuff in there, and then they said, we don't do that anymore. We've had too many problems. So, is it usable? We could drive around it.
No,
There's no-
emergency vehicle. No,
There's no lights, there's no sirens.
Well, just lean out the window.
Yeah, we tried that, but I don't know if it works. Statistics, the department had recorded 456 calls for service from October 8th to November 5th of this year. Total numbers of calls for service for the 2025 season is 5,313 calls. Major investigations this month are 4. Court proceedings, no municipal trials this last month. We have 2 circuit court trials that are, one's a hearing and another one's a trial. Property compliance, we'll talk about that a little bit. I haven't issued any citations this week. Community service hours, we have one due now. It's gonna be about a year that he's working with us. And I left blank events with PD involvement. I was gonna put in the blank thing that's coming up, but that's in the future. Vehicles, maintenance repairs, Squad 1, our oldest car, 2017 squad car, is having CV joints, they have to have those repaired, front axle. In fact, that's probably does have to be done. I got a estimate from Boucher and Janesville. They said it was about $1,200 for parts that's not for labor though. So I'm trying to see if there's other people that might be able to do it a bit cheaper. Yep, Squad 3 needs a total front windshield replacement. They came out today, found out that it's not repairable, it has to be completely replaced. Like stone or rock must have hit the top of it. So that's gonna happen on Monday. That's about $400. You see the squad mileage, 121,000 is the most for 2017. We had hardly any miles on squad 2. 3 is now at 69,410. Training for this month, Tasia and Sergeant Apker went to RMS training for the updates on the Pro Phoenix system. Officer Fell for Intox training the last couple of days, she's proud of it. Officer Eichelkraut for courtroom testimony, being taught by the DA's office. I know that one. So all of those trainings are free, and that's all I have for my report.
Any questions? Code enforcement group?
So then I gave you red code enforcement. I gave you an email. I asked Allison if she wanted me to cite some of the ones that you see that are in red on your activity report, and she gave me this email today. So it looks like the ones that are in red are not getting citations, at least until she
They
gets
can't
home.
see the red.
Okay. Is there like some kind of dark
Sure,
thing?
be the
on it?
gray.
Okay, gray.
I'll go with the gray.
Yeah. So it just seems like you'll see if you're matching them up, there's just one that's gonna be getting a citation. And so she just gonna follow.
And it's the one over on School Street, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's been in contact with me. I said that needs to be outside.
All right, there's nothing else.
did talk to her, she was gonna go look at it, yeah. Last week I talked to her, I think. So I'll check with her as to why it's not under.
told Michael Ward, I believe he just got back from Florida. Now, when you guys, when she sends out these letters, there's no already tracking numbers, so how does she know that this person actually got that letter? You know, he was down in Florida for, I think, 3 months this summer. So he may not have gotten any of these notices.
I mean, we have it,
I don't know.
I'm just saying, we have it,
Yeah.
he doesn't file it forward with us.
Because, you know, we're sending final notice, but did you ever get the first notices?
Usually.
Maybe he's got the post office pulled into
Right.
a million months. I was just curious how that worked.
I just throw in a comment that's, if you look at this, some of these are years old. So although this might be a different
Yeah.
situation, in most cases, when I'm looking at these citation reports, these have been going on for such a long time. These people have been getting regular mail, even if they're,
Well, this one, yeah.
that might be a different situation, but these have been going on for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the one-
back in April 14th, we got the notices, and I'm sure he was still around in April.
Yeah, it was June, he went down south.
So,
Okay, yeah, I missed that date.
It's really their responsibility to stay in contact with Allison. I would think if I was a homeowner, I would contact her. Say, I'm gonna be in Florida for a couple months. And she documents that stuff.
Anything else? Seeing none, all motion to adjourn. Second, all in favor, say aye. Aye, opposed, like sign. Thank you. Yeah, that's.
It's on there.
All of it. We keep looking.
did I send pay request 15?
Hey, Mark, just a quick question. Can you guys use the microphones?
Yeah, I thought it was on.
You can't hear anything.
I just thought it was on.
No. Okay. Thank you.
Feels like a guy who's been working. Yeah, we're gonna go back to work. Doing a house cleaning now. Go ahead. That's his house. He's got a room over there. Got the renter out. I got to go in and clean it.
Out of your way.
And my sprayer screwed up on me. So I came home, took it all apart, working, so we go back and go back tonight.
That's better, thank you.
3 rooms.
Can't hear anything back here before.
You're dedicated, man. Once it gets dark, I'm done. Oh, this way I used to be. But then the ways out there.